The Navy's most advanced destroyer was dead in the water. Mission critical. Hours from deployment. Its engine, the LEM 2500 gas turbine, refused to start. Diagnostics failed. Engineers failed. Everything failed, and with the clock bleeding. Out, someone whispered a name like it was forbidden. Brandon Clark. No title, no clearance. Just a pair of worn coveralls. And a dented brass rod. When he stepped onto Kitsap Naval Base, no one saluted. 2 recruits snickered. That's the guy? Looks like he fixes lawnmowers. He didn't respond, didn't blink, just walked. A toolbox in one hand, truth in the other. Inside the intermediate maintenance facility, the scene was pure controlled. Chaos. Engines opened like surgery. Technicians barking codes over radios. Hydraulics hissing. Steel cranes moving 1,000-pound rotors overhead. And in the middle of it, like a fallen king, the LEM 2500, its titanium shell cracked open. Its insides exposed to every test known to man. 5 engineers had already failed, now they watched. Brandon like he was a ghost? Name Clark? Clearance. Just give me 75 seconds. In silence. Chief Engineer Watkins, polished and smug, raised an eyebrow. You expect to fix in 75 seconds what 5 certified engineers couldn't solve in 72 hours? Brandon didn't answer. He placed the brass rod against the engine housing. Pressed. The other end to his ear. Closed his eyes. Watkins chuckled. You're joking, right? This isn't a fishing boat. Still silence. Then Brandon whispered, power it. 45 seconds idle. 30 seconds full throttle. Not one sound in this room. Full throttle. That engine could detonate. Brandon opened his eyes. I could tell you what it's been screaming for days. The room held its breath. The LEM 2500 roared awake. The vibration shook the floor. At 45 seconds, Brandon raised a hand. Throttle up. The noise thickened like metal crying out from deep inside, then shut it down. The silence was deafening. Brandon stood still, eyes still closed. Then, he turned. It's not salt, not filters, not wear. It's misalignment. The rotor drifts off center at high RPM. The vibration doesn't start until second 51. It's harmonic, invisible to diagnostics, but clear as a bell if you know how to listen. The engineers stared. Watkins froze, his mouth slightly open. You're saying 5 certified experts missed a basic alignment issue? Brandon packed his tools. I'm saying they didn't listen. They only looked. And without another word, he walked out. Later that night, back in his workshop, surrounded by the scent of oil and cold metal, Brandon's phone rang. Clark speaking. It's Watkins. No arrogance. No edge. Just breath. You were right. Rotor's off by 0.008 inches. We aligned it. The engine ran clean. We sail on schedule. I just thought you should know. There was a long pause. Then quietly, the Admiral wants you back. Tomorrow. At dawn, the sky above Tracy Bay thundered as a Navy helicopter landed behind Brandon's shed. He didn't rush, didn't ask questions, just picked up his dented toolbox, and walked toward the wind. Back at the base, things were different. No smirks, no doubts, just silence. Admiral Lawson stepped forward. Hand extended. Brandon Clark, you didn't just fix an engine. You resurrected a destroyer. And you restored something we thought was lost. Accountability. He handed Brandon a crisp envelope. Your consulting payment. And your record. Officially amended. That incident from years ago, you were right all along. You were never at fault. Watkins stepped forward. Eyes lowered. I studied that engine for a decade. I've never heard it speak like you. Brandon didn't gloat, didn't even smile. He just nodded. One time slow, then turned toward the HLIT. From the sky, Kitsap shrank beneath him, but out in the water. There it was, the USSR Leberk alive, thrumming, rolling through. The sea like a titan reborn. Brandon stared out the window. He didn't wave. He didn't speak, but he felt something deep inside shift. That engine, The same one that carried the weight of his failure now carried his redemption, and in its wake, white trail cut through the water like a signature only he could leave. Behind, some men fix machines, others fix legacies. Brandon Clark did both and never asked for thanks. If this story made you pause, if it reminded you that truth doesn't rust, and skill doesn't age, like, subscribe, and comment where in the world you're watching from. Because some engines need diagnostics, but the most powerful ones, they need a man who remembers what silence sounds like.